What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be discussing the Collingwood news of the week. So we're going to be talking about Dib. We're going to be talking about Mason Cox's new contract, and we'll be talking about the Pies standing down Jordan Goey. So just before we swoop the news, be sure to follow me on all my social media accounts: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. They are all Swoop Luke if you just put that in the search bar. New to Facebook, I'm going to be sort of posting everything that I'm doing on Instagram over there. Really active on Instagram. I want to hit 10,000 followers on Insta by the end of the year. I think I'm about 1,100 followers off. So if you haven't already, follow me over there. But if you are a new super, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And if you are a returning super, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. Let's just swoop the news. So, Yusuf Dib is a small forward, plays off the halfback as well, and some time in the middle, 174 centimetres. A little bit of a pocket rocket, played in our VFL, played for the Oakley Chargers, and he is a part of Collingwood's NGA Academy, like Nick Dacos, like Atu Bosanovalagi, like Isaac Quaynor. We have a chance to tell the AFL that, yep, we'll be nominating Yui Dib as our NGA prospect, which means that after pick 20, we can match bids on him if he gets picked up by any team. Look, what this means is that we still might be able to pick him up. He's open to everyone. If he goes at pick 34 or a pick that we don't have, we can't say, okay, we don't have the option to bid on him because we didn't put our hand up for him as a prospect. So we can still pick him up. But I think what the club is trying to say is that he is maybe more of a rookie selection than he is if a club bids on him at pick 21, then we have to get more points. So it's all about points. We'll still get Dacos, that's fine. That video will be coming later on this week. But we want to take more live picks into this draft. I think we might draft 3, 4, or 5 players with all of our list spots that are open. If we commit to taking Dib as an NGA prospect, and yeah, like I said, he goes at pick 21, we have to use all our picks to sort of bid on him. Look, we can say, no, we're not going to bid on him, but I think it's better this way that if a club wants him earlier, they can pick him up earlier. Do I still think he will come to the Pies? Look, hopefully. I liked what I see. I like what I saw in him when he was playing in the VFL. He could be, look, we got a plethora of small forwards, but could be a bit of a project work. Wouldn't mind seeing him on the rookie list either. But in Graham Wright, we trust. So now let's talk about Mason Cox's new contract. Mason Cox was offered up to all the clubs in the AFL trade period. Cox came out and said that, look, Collingwood and I had a chat. Pretty much they said, if you can find another home, you're more than welcome to leave, pretty much. And he was in talks with Fremantle, wanting to team up with Justin Longmire again, and Matty Boyd that are up there. They were pretty close. But he's elected to stay on at Collingwood, and we've signed him for a year. What this means is that, look, it'll probably be Cox's last year, just in general. I think he's 31, maybe reaching 32 next season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like Coxy staying on, right? If we could have gotten something for him, sure, that would have been good. But with Cox staying on and with Max Lynch going out of the team, I think Cox, instead of being a forward, I think he will hone his ruck craft. Because Cox, for all intents and purposes, is a decent ruckman. If he could do more rucking than forward work, that would be better. But then on the flip side of that, Mason Cox was hard done by with the way that we kicked the ball to him. Because a perfect kick, he'd mark that at any time. His leading patterns are great. For someone who only picked up a footy at 26 or something, he has a lot of good footy IQ for a forward as well. He uses his height to his advantage. But our kicks into our forward 50 have just been disgraceful the last few years. And it's not just to Cox, it's to Elliott, it's to Myercheck, it's to whoever the hell's in there. But Craig McRae is known for being a really good kicker of the football. That would be one thing that I reckon he sees as a potential that we can tighten up. And we could put Cox as a 40-goal forward if he stays in the goal square. I've said this a lot of the time. I hate when we see Mason Cox playing up the ground unless, he's taking ruck duties. But, you know, if he can stay in that full forward spot and just cherry pick like Tony Lockett used to do, like, you know, all the big forwards used to do, just stay in that one spot, that could be the position for him. But in saying that, Darcy Cameron, Brody Myercheck, Nathan Kruger wants to play as a forward, Ash Johnson. We are pretty stacked in the forward line. We don't have a lot of ruck depth. Could Cox find a new place in our ruck? Let me know your thoughts. Did you want Cox to say? Are you happy that he's signed on for another year? Do you think he's more of a ruckman now than he is a forward with all our forward depth coming through? Would love to hear from you. So Jordan De Goey at the start of October went over to the States to do some intensive training with a trainer over there as part of his Monster Energy promotion. So that's why he could fly over there during Corona lockdowns and stuff like that. And he was just absolutely smashing it. All the Instagram stories that his trainer and he was putting up, the podcast that he did saying that he feels like he can get better, he's feeling fitter. He just looked good, and he looked like someone that could potentially, you know, make the All-Australian team. You know, his second half of the 2021 season was fantastic. If he could do that, sustain that for the rest of the season or the whole season next season, he could be AA. He could be top 10 in the Brownlow. He could be doing something like that. But he goes and gets drunk on Halloween, which, fine. We can all drink if we're over 18 or over 21 in the States. That's fine. But allegedly groping a woman and then assaulting a man that was trying to break it up with another guy from Melbourne. So at the moment, we don't have... We have full details from the New York Police Department. We don't have any De Goey statements or anything like that. But the NYPD are saying that De Goey and his friend groped a woman inappropriately on her genitals. And then when a 37-year-old guy, tried to break them up, allegedly, Geordie's mate hit the guy with a glass bottle. Geordie hit him with a closed fist. They were kicking him on the ground and left him with swelling and bruises and pain and stuff like that. Now, it's absolutely nuts. I woke up to 100 messages on my phone, on Swoop, Instagram, stuff like that, saying, "Did you see what's going on? And as the story started to unfold throughout the day, it just got worse and worse and worse. The club has stuck by Geordie through thick and thin. You know, the 2015 incident that was brought to light in 2018, then closed and then reopened again, and then the police dropped the charges and stuff like that. So that was that one thing. But this is just a whole different beast. And lots of witnesses, 911 was called by multiple people and stuff like that. So what's happened now is De Goey spent a night in jail. He was released on bail, but he has a court hearing December the 8th in New York as well. So he can't come to Australia again because he has a court hearing in the States. And with this groping allegation, if it's shown that he is guilty of that, he could face up to, now depending on the judge and stuff like that, he could either face up to a year in prison or 3 years probation. Look, I'm not accustomed to New York law or anything like that, so I'm just literally just reading what it says on the Herald Sun and the Age and stuff. But that is insane. Even 3 years probation is nuts. And that is just for the groping incident. That is not for beating a dude. Like I said, though, we haven't heard from De Goey, or I think his other friend's name was Luke Dyson, about what happened. But it's disappointing. It's absolutely disappointing. And selfishly, from a football point of view, just quickly, it sucks. One of our star players could have had a big season. We could have gone anywhere with De Goey. And now we're left with just a guy that just doesn't learn his lesson. And with that, Collingwood has stood him down until hearing what the courts have to say on December the 8th. He won't be able to train at the club, use any of the club's facilities, none of their lawyers. He's still on the playing list, and he still will get paid his contract. But he doesn't have any sort of affiliation now with the club, in the sense of can't train with them, can't use their contacts and stuff like that. So he's pretty much doing it himself up there in New York. So Collingwood go on to say that Collingwood is deeply disappointed by reports and events of the last 48 hours involving Goey in the US. Given the circumstances, the club believes it is appropriate to remove him from the AFL program. Collingwood has been in contact with Goey and his management today and has explained to both its decision. The AFL then came out and said, the AFL endorses the Collingwood Football Club's decision to stand down Goey after he was arrested and charged overnight in New York. So this isn't something to be taken light of. Assault in any form, and especially sexual assault or groping, as they've called it in the New York Police Department's statement, is just a big red flag, a big no. Obviously, I'm fully against it and stuff like that, but it's just disappointing that he's done this, especially after it was only a few days ago, maybe even a week ago, where everyone was going, damn, he's looking good. It looks like he's got his head on his shoulders now. He's going to do an early preseason over in the States, and then this happens, letting the club down, letting the fans down, just letting every single one of us down. And yes, I know innocent until proven guilty, but we can't take that too liberally because. One, lots of witnesses. Two, multiple 911 calls. People saw lots of. It was a physical alteration that people saw. So, yes, innocent until proven guilty, but either way, it looks pretty cooked. What do I think is going to happen? I think Collingwood. Will stand him down permanently. I think that's what's going to happen. He might, in his contract that he signed, the extension, I think in 2019 or 2020, an extension. He might have a clause in there that says no dickhead behavior. Who knows? And then that'll be it. That's enough to terminate his contract. So it's a very touchy subject, and we should feel, and I do feel, for the victims in this, which is the woman and the guy that got beat up as well. But two, we don't know all the details from Goey's point of view yet. Was it his mate that did most of it? We don't know that. We're just going off the NYPD police report, and that does look damning. So it's just a crazy time and putting us back in the news, and it's just crazy. But let me know what you think down below. Anyway, guys, this has been a new sort of segment that I want to do. Like I said, Swoop the news, a week's recap. It'll come out on Sunday, so a week's recap of everything that's gone on that I don't want to do individual videos for because it'll just be like 5 minutes or a 2-minute video, stuff like that. Put it into one video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like this segment? What else do you want me to do throughout the off-season? Let me know down below. And until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you all later.